Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Todd. Welcome to today's video.
If you're new around here, we're a Canadian couple that renovated this RV that you see behind us, and we're living in it full time, traveling around North America.
We post videos every Sunday and Wednesday sharing our adventures with you and also showing what it's like to live tiny on the road.
We'd love it if you could join the community, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that little bell so you don't miss it when we post a new video.
We've been on the road for about 4 months now, and after a few thousand kilometers, we decided we wanted to share what it actually costs to live this lifestyle.
Before we start this video, it's really important to note that we each come from vastly different financial backgrounds. We also have different values. So there's going to be things on this list that you may not spend money on. There's going to be things on your list that we don't spend money on. The important thing to note is this is just to give you a general idea of how much it actually costs to live full-time on the road and an exact idea of how much it costs for us. So to keep things simple, we broke down our expenses into 3 main categories. Our housing expenses, our non-discretionary expenses, so like food, insurance, all that type of stuff, and then discretionary expenses, so our entertainment, haircuts, etc. So to start off, for our housing expenses, we lumped everything from our nightly rate that we pay to stay at RV parks to maintenance on our truck and our RV. The first item on the list is RV maintenance. It's so important to have an allocation in your budget for this. Things will break, you'll have to replace things. So for RV maintenance, we budget $200 per month.
The next item in our housing budget is tires. We allocate $100 into a bank account for savings as we know these tires are going to wear out on both the RV and the truck.
Next up is fluids. We have DEF for the diesel truck. We have RV cleaning solution for our black and gray water tanks, as well as windshield fluid, all of that kind of stuff. So for that, we spend about $50 a month.
The next thing in our housing budget is oil. We know that the truck is going to need oil changes. We don't need to do one every month, but we do allocate $50 a month to pay for it when the time does come. Also too, sometimes the truck will tell us that it needs an oil change sooner than the typical mileage, and that is to do if we've been towing the RV a lot, the conditions that we've been towing it in, how dirty that oil is getting.
So the subtotal for that sort of maintenance items for keeping our home up and running is $400 per month. So the next expense for housing, which is actually our largest expense of any category, is our nightly parking rate. For you, you might be parking off-grid. You may be doing boondocking, so this may not apply to you.
The range for the night can vary from as low as $20, $25 all the way up to near $100 a night.
It's a huge range.
So we tend to aim for places that are about $25 to $35 a night and have amenities such as showers and Wi-Fi if it's available. And then sometimes there's pools or fitness centers which are a bonus. And the way that we look at that is we would be paying to go to a gym. So if we're paying a little bit more for the nightly rate, but we have all the amenities on site, then we're fine with that.
Exactly. That's a really good point that you make. I think a lot of people think that when you're boondocking, it's completely free. That is not the case. You need propane for cooking. You need to shower somewhere, so you typically will pay to go to the gym. If you're working full-time still, like we are, you'll need Wi-Fi, so you'll probably have to go to coffee shops more. All of these expenses do add up. We did stay off-grid for probably a week, and we noticed we were spending a lot of money in coffee shops. So just something to keep in mind. For us personally, we spend $750 per month for lodging, we'll call it. That's water, electric, heat, everything included, showers. It's a lot of perks that you need to consider, and for us, we're running a business full-time. We want to do this to travel, but we also want to have a nice lifestyle and not feel like we're camping all of the time. We'll typically use discounts through Good Sam or Passport America, which can offer you up to 50% off your nightly rate. On top of that, we'll typically stay in places for a week or 2 weeks, and the reason that you do that is because you'll get even further discounts on top of that.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a place to park, make sure you call the campground and ask for their weekly rates because it is often substantially cheaper than doing the nightly rate times 7.
The total for our housing costs per month is $1,150.
Which really isn't bad if you think about the fact that that is our home. So you have to pay to live somewhere, unfortunately. So you need to pay a mortgage or you need to pay rent. There's a cost to lodging. So $1,150 isn't bad per month, I don't think.
To get to travel wherever we want around the world, I think it's very, very reasonable.
Yeah.
And to have still nice amenities. Right now we're staying in Palm Springs and it is absolutely beautiful where we're staying. It works out to $25 a night and there's hot tubs, pools,
fitness center, Wi-Fi.
It's
everything.
Truly like staying at a resort. So for us, it works. For you, no judgment. If you want to stay off-grid, by all means. We do stay off-grid, like we said, sometimes.
It's sort of one of those things, everyone has their own budget, so we're working within our budget and allocating funds to our priorities. So you might choose to boondock and spend more money on something that we might cut how much we spend on that to stay on grid. So next up is our non-discretionary expenditures. So these are things that we don't have much control over. So our insurance, our food, those types of things. All right, so the first one is our truck insurance. We spend $117 a month on insurance for the truck.
So our next insurance item is RV insurance. And this one is very low. We pay $4 a month to insure our entire RV and all of its contents. The reason being is we own multiple properties back in Canada that are Airbnbs. So we rolled our RV insurance into one of our properties and we're able to get a very discounted rate. I'm not 100% sure what the normal rate is, but I can't imagine it being $4. That's pretty reasonable.
So the next insurance that we pay for is pet insurance, and this is $262 a month.
Which may sound expensive, but bear with us.
So you might remember, if you've been following along, that our oldest dog, Charlie, had a bit of an incident as we were getting ready to set out on the road. He ate bread dough and required emergency surgery, which cost $6,000, which was kind of a blow to us because we had to pay it up front before they would start the surgery. Now we have a pet insurance that covers anything that could go wrong.
Anything. For us, spending $6,000, again, is not something that we're interested in doing. The best provider that we could find was Trupanion. We'll put a link down below. Do your research. If you have a pet, I just highly recommend having some sort of protection. Keep in mind, $262 is for 2 full-size golden retrievers.
And they are older. Eddie is 5, Charlie is 6. So if you start younger, it is cheaper. They're our babies, so we want to take care of them.
We want to protect them.
We have health insurance. They should have it too.
Yeah. So the next insurance item that we have is life insurance. For that, we both combined pay $54 a month. We decided to lock that term in, so we did a 20-year term. Just provides us comfort because if anything ever happens, the other one is protected for the rest of their life.
And it'll vary too, the cost of life insurance based on your health, age, your family history, the age you get it,
gender, smoking, non-smoking, everything. Yeah. So for everyone it'll be different.
And then how much you want as a payout.
Again, insurance is one of those things, every situation will be different.
So I feel like we've been talking about insurance for a while, so why not keep on this trend? We also pay for health and travel insurance. So this costs us $225 a month. This gives us coverage when we're traveling in the States and outside of Canada where our public health care doesn't cover us. And you just never know when something's going to happen. I mean, the other day I left a cabinet door open and hit my head on it, so...
Yeah, smoked it so bad.
And that could have needed stitches, which could have been very expensive.
Exactly.
So we actually could have used it. You never know when you're going to need it.
So the next expense that's really non-discretionary, but it does vary, is gas. Some months we'll spend much more than this, other months we'll barely spend at all, but we do budget $300 a month for gas. Last month we only spent $200 though. You should know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Next, we spend $500 a month on groceries. That might seem like a lot for a 2-person couple, but this is something that we chose not to cut back on.
Yeah.
It's how we fuel our bodies. We like to have fresh vegetables and fruits.
We used to eat really cheaply as like craft dinner, canned soups.
That's macaroni and cheese in a box for our American friends.
Keep forgetting about that. But we did that for a while when we were in university and when we were first starting our business. But as more time went on, we really started to view food as an investment in ourselves. Again, this is a judgment-free zone. You are free to eat whatever you want. We're not judging, but just for us, when we started eating fresh food, we just feel so much better. So that's why our food budget is the way that it is.
We also would buy, like, you know, when they mark the price down on stuff at the grocery store, and we got food poisoning one too many times from it, and we decided that life wasn't for us.
Another little side story, when we bought our first house, we barely had enough money to eat. Like, we were really on the ropes there for a while, and we bought this Alfredo chicken pasta. This was before we were vegan, and it had a 50% off sticker. You know those, like in the grocery store in the deli department? And we ate it, and we had food poisoning for 5 days. It was the absolute worst.
But it was a great way to jumpstart our New Year's weight loss resolution.
So yeah, $500 for food. Yeah. So the next food item that we have is our dog's food. So we have 2 golden retrievers, as we've mentioned, and for that we pay $75 a month for their food, and that also includes a couple treats that we provide them.
So the total we spend on non-discretionary expenses is $1,537 a month. Obviously we don't use all that money every month, but we still put the money into the accounts that it's designated for, and if we go over on groceries this month, then we might be under next month. It all balances
out. So our third and final category is entertainment and discretionary spending. So this is basically expenses that we have control over. They're not essential, but we pay for them.
And we need them.
We need them, and we're not giving them up. So the first item on that list is our cell phone and data plan. So we decided to not get a mobile hotspot internet. I know a lot of full-time RVers and van lifers do decide to go the hotspot route. However, we each got a cell phone plan on different carriers. So I'm with Verizon and Todd is with T-Mobile. That way we have cell service and data wherever we are, no matter what. Combined, we pay $100 a month for that. And it's worked out really great so far.
Yeah, we haven't had any issues with it. So our next expense is our streaming services, and we spend $38 a month on this. So this is our Apple Music, our Netflix, all those types of things.
So our next item is adventures and entrance fees. This is a really important thing to have in your budget, especially if you're traveling full time. You're going to go to places that you really want to see that cost a $10 or a $15 admission fee. Museums, a lot of national parks, state parks even have entry fees. So for that, we budget $150 a month.
Next, we spend about $100 a month on eating out. This isn't a lot because we really enjoy eating at home. We enjoy the process of cooking together as a couple and flavoring the food the way that we like it to be done.
We love cooking, we do it a lot, and we've gotten pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So it just seems like a waste of money to always go out.
Plus, we really enjoy eating our food in our underwear on our couch while watching Netflix with our dogs. So can't do that at a restaurant.
It's a nightly occurrence.
You try and take your pants off in a restaurant and they get mad.
The next item is actually a very important thing that I think most people would forget about, and we label it convenience. So we allocate $50 a month for when we're traveling, when we stop into a gas station and we want to get a coffee and just pick up a bag of chips or something.
Yeah. It's really important to factor that in when you're traveling. We do pack a big Costco bag, the big freezer one, of snacks so that we don't want to spend this money, but we do allocate it because we know it's inevitable.
You just have to be realistic. So like if you're starving and you feel, oh, I don't really have the money
or
to
Tyler's
buy that.
angry and we just want to just caffeinate him, feed him, and put him in the passenger seat and look out the window, it's nice to have money allocated for that.
Yeah, so $50 a month.
The next one is personal money. So for this, we put about $200 a month into it. That's $100 each. And this is for us to get our hair done, our eyebrows, whatever we want to use the money for. It's our own to just do what we want, which we think is really important because it's nice to treat yourself. And it's also important to budget it, because if you don't budget it, we found that we'll overlook it. Or when we do things like getting our hair cut, which we enjoy, we feel guilty because we're taking that money from somewhere else because we haven't budgeted properly.
It's important to invest in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So $100 each, $200 a month. As we mentioned, everybody's situation is so vastly different and unique. For us, we love wine. We spend $100 a month on wine.
Yeah, we love wine with supper. We love wine before supper. We'll have it after supper.
It's just something we really enjoy socially, and we love trying different types of wine from all around the world, and it's just something we've really gotten into in the last couple of years, so allocating a certain amount of money for that is important. For you, you may not drink wine, so you just saved yourself $100 a month.
The final thing in our discretionary spending is clothing. We're very fortunate because we share clothes, we're the same size, and we just swap shirts and pants, not underwear, but all that type... I know he wears my underwear and it drives me crazy.
Anyway, keep going.
So $100 is enough for us to replace if a shirt happens to get stained or pants wear out, like they get a rip or something that can't be fixed.
So with all that said, the subtotal for our entertainment and discretionary spending is $838 a month.
That's actually not that bad.
No, I think it's
pretty reasonable. And some months we'll use all of that money and some months we won't. And we just save it because there might come a month, like December, where we have to buy gifts and stuff, or who knows what. We have a little bit of extra in each of those accounts.
So with all of that said, what is our grand total per month?
We spend $3,525 a month on our expenses.
$1,150 is our actual living costs of living in the RV. The rest of it would be the same no matter where we lived. Also, if we lived in a traditional home, we would have utility bills, we would have an internet bill, maybe a cable bill. All of these things really add up. So $3,500 I think is pretty reasonable.
We hope you enjoyed this video and that you were able to learn something from it. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up. Leave us some comments down below. We make sure to reply to all of you guys. And subscribe to our channel. We post on Sundays and Wednesdays, so we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.